What if a certificate 3 and 4 in fitness is too expensive for you? How do you navigate that? Because you can find really cheap courses, really quick courses, and you can find really expensive courses, really comprehensive, really detailed, but also a bit overblown in their investment price as well. We sit at neither end. We sit somewhere in the middle. We believe our investment price is fair and justified because of the high degree of quality and comprehensiveness and hands-on practical experience that we deliver. The education standard that we deliver and the experience of our certificate 3 and 4 is really like no other compared to 99% of the other Cert 3-4 providers in the country. But look, the reality is, for some people, they're never made. Maybe you're listening, it's like, I've never made an investment. Maybe you've never made an investment to this type of cost ever before in your life. So regardless, it can still be intimidating. And irrespective of whether you've done that or not, you want to make sure that where you're putting your hard-earned money is into the best decision and best possible opportunity and best possible organization that's going to provide you with exactly what you need. And that's completely fair enough. You want to vet your sources. Vet us. Make sure we're a good fit for you. But let's talk about, like, if you're on that fence of like, I don't know, it's too expensive, right? And this is really, it can be applied to anything, but particularly now when we're talking about our Cert 3 and 4, just have a look. Have a look to see if you can find a course that is delivering as good a job at educating their students as us. What you will find is that the majority of other providers do not provide as high a quality and detailed hands-on and with really high quality support to guide you and our students through the process from day one to graduation, and also continual skill development and upskilling and support even after they are certified. So have a look to see if you can find providers offering the same of what we do, particularly with our practical hands-on classes, which you can see in our accompanying videos on this page. But then analyze what it would look like from your perspective. Like, okay, let's say you find a course that's $1,000 cheaper, $1,500 cheaper, $2,000 cheaper. Okay, you're going to save acutely a couple of grand now. However, the question always is, when you buy a cheaper product, you typically get a cheaper service. Not always, but typically. But even, let's say you get your certificate, you tick your box. Great, you're done. Well, how could saving that $1,000, that $2,000 now, set you up for a greater risk of failure, less success, less prosperity, and a less skill within yourself because you enrolled in a cheaper course that is not as good, nor was it delivered with as higher quality health professionals, coaches, aligned with facilities that were also to that level? Or would you rather invest a little bit more in yourself now and maximize your potential to be successful, effective, efficient, and run the best possible business and service that you can as a coach? You see, you can save $1,000 now, but that's ultimately going to be most likely a cheaper product and cheaper service that will set you up with a higher degree of failure, less success, less effectiveness. That little bit of extra money that you pay now acutely may hit you. But the point is, if the investment price of our course, or really any course, doesn't pay itself over 10, 20, 50, 100 times over the next couple of years, someone's failed. Someone has done something, done a disservice, whether it's us, whether it's the choice of the student picking a cheaper course. Like, we need to realize that little bit of extra that you pay now is to maximize your ability to ultimately be the most successful you can be in this industry. It's like, well, you can put 91 unleaded in your car. You can get away with it, even though your car says you should put the 97, right? The high quality fuel. You can get away with it for a couple of years. The car's going to drive fine. You're going to save a little bit of money now. Great. However, your cap on your potential, how much you can get out of that car, how much you can get out of yourself, is limited. Because you haven't got the experience, the guidance, the framework, the foundation of skill set, confidence, and competency within your Cert 3 and 4 experience because you picked a cheaper product. And now, you know what happens? I'll tell you what happens, because I deal with these students all the time. They go through other organization providers, they don't get the experience they want, and they end up coming back. We have gotten numerous times students coming to us saying, this experience that I did with this other organization wasn't good. I didn't feel like they were trying to get us through quick. There was no real hands-on, wasn't practical. I didn't feel like I learned anything. I felt like it was just ticking boxes. They come back through us and then they get the experience that they actually originally wanted and needed when they first began. But you can circumvent that if you have the mentality now, I'm going to put the 97 octane fuel in my car, in myself to maximize my own potential. It's really a choice. It's a crossroad moments. It doesn't really matter. We'll be fine. It really matters on the values that are important to you as an individual. If you say something's too expensive, you have to ask why. Because ultimately, we're a small business, we're flexible, we can make it work. We're understanding and compassionate with each individual person's situation. Of course, we can make payment plans work for each individual, regardless of what you can afford. So it's not really about the money. It's more now an emotional decision. It's about a value of who you want to be. What do you value? Do you value wanting to get the most out of your potential as a coach, personal trainer, your education, the skill set? Like, what value is important to you? Or are you trying to do a cheap and quick course because you're just trying to tick a box and get done? Because if that's you, we're not for you, and that's okay. And that's completely okay. You can click off the video and move on to the next provider. But if some of our values align with you and you're understanding that sometimes investing a little bit more actually gives you a high quality service, just like maybe you invest in high quality food or water or clothing or your car or the products you have in your house. Think about the decisions you make there. Sometimes when do you invest a little bit more into yourself and your environment? There's a reason for it. Or the same thing happens here. Higher quality begets usually higher quality. But at the end of the day, it is up to the individual and their values, but we just want to communicate. This is a pivotal crossroad moments for students, and we see this happen all the time with students coming back around and coming back to us after doing a subpar Cert 3 and 4 or short course, and they end up coming back to us to get the experience that they ultimately deserved and needed to begin with. Is that going to be you? Or are you going to have the ability and foresight to invest a little bit more now and make the smarter decisions so you can set yourself up in the future for ultimately a high degree of success, effectiveness, help more people, make more money, and get further with yourself within this industry? Choice is yours.